Hi everyone, happy 2019. I hope you are having the happiest new year ever. Here I am in Austin, Texas, and I'm doing my video on the road here with my family, and it is a gorgeous little chilly day. Too chilly for just my shirt, but it is absolutely beautiful. So I'm over here tucked away quietly in my brother's backyard. I want to tell you all about the transits. Get your water or your drink, your coffee, snuggle up with me, and I'm going to try to do this one really fast. I'm only going to talk about 5 transits, but there are about 12 or 15 transits that are profoundly important this month. You are going to want to know about the January transits because we are ushering enormous change, and between 2018 and 2020 we are going to see the world kind of flip on its head in a way and change dramatically. We're having right now sort of a existentialist crisis, if you will, where we're all collectively and individually being questioned about what it is we really value in life. And this month in January is a very pivotal month. So let's start. I can't wait. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this kind of quick and fast for you because I want you to get this. This is going to be a really intense month. There is a solar eclipse and there is a total lunar eclipse. I'm a little bit more nervous about the lunar eclipse. That's the full moon. That's later in the month. I'll talk to you about that. But there are also 6 planets in conjunction with one another. And so that makes everything kind of a blend. Okay, so if Venus and the Sun are conjunct, it means they're right next to each other and they act as one. So you're getting these blends. And so nothing is really straightforward. Last month I talked about a great day, my favorite day of the month, and it turned out for me personally to be the hardest day of the month. And it's because right on its heels prior to that great day was our hardest day of the month. And so those 2 days with that mix of energy mixed together. And astrology can be tricky that way. So we have a lot of nuances. Let's talk about it. Let's just dive right in. Mark January 2nd on your calendar. And it's actually January 1st. It's the 2nd, depending on where you're at. And it's just barely into the 2nd. So truthfully, if you're in the Pacific time zone in the United States, it's on January 1st. And the Sun and Saturn come into conjunction with one another. So they're right next to each other, so they act like Siamese twins. And this is not an easy transit. It doesn't have to be horrible. However, it can be a time when you have to face something really hard. It can be when work is burdensome. And it can be when life is just sobering or very hard, where something is requiring all of you. You can also step into absolute, utter exhaustion on the 1st of January. And so you might have to slow things down. It can feel like when your life force energy is just being diminished or just being sucked right out of you. You feel like you might not have the ability to endure what is in front of you. But the truth is you can. You just have to hunker down, face the facts, and be very patient with yourself. I also recommend you make a giant to-do list for this whole month, and you write down all the things that you need to accomplish and all the things that, all the little goals of the day and all of the bigger goals. So maybe your monthly goals and then also your little to-do list, so you don't get lost or drown in the details of your life, because this is a very exhausting time, believe it or not. And you may face a hardship that sort of steals your energy, so you're not organized in your daily life. We've got 3 dogs here, if you can hear them. You just have to face the facts. So right now you need 3 things. You need endurance, you need discipline, and you need to see through to your responsibilities and your duties in order to, well, my dad always said, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. So organize yourself around those bites, if you will. This can be a time of great satisfaction for people who are willing to really face their realities in a sober way. And when I say sober, I don't mean literally, although it can mean that. I mean metaphorically, like you're really willing to stare down your challenge. And you may get extra responsibilities piled up on top of you right now that feel hard, but it's sort of that value that comes to life inside of you, that self-worth inside of you when you accomplish your tasks, your great tasks and your small tasks. So on a high note, with a real willingness to buck up and take on your obligations, this can be a time of great satisfaction if you do your work. You can achieve a great deal. You may even get recognition, and you could even receive a promotion for your hard work. So your hard work will pay off. Now, you may not get the promotion and the recognition and the accolades in January, but you do your hard work now, and then it's fruitful later. So I will say that this is a transit of hardship, and you will be most likely facing in 5 days prior to the 1st, so around Christmas, and 5 days after, you may feel glum or tired or inward or introverted. So you're probably going to need to be your own rock of Gibraltar right now. And I'm hoping that you will have someone in your life who can help you. But if not, self-reliance is the key right now. Self-reliance. So you may also see that your house or your system or your work or your body are going to require a new, more focused, more streamlined, more organized, uncluttered daily routine. That's why I said do the to-do list. And you may realize that you need a less complicated and an easier system to achieve your more ambitious goals. And doesn't it feel so good when you get to cross off all the things that you did on your to-do list? That's sort of a small metaphor for how this can feel rewarding when you accomplish your tasks. So I also want you to know you could be between the 25th and the 5th of January, 25th of December and 5th of January, have to make a really hard decision right now. And if that's true, I would love to know what hard decision did you have to make, especially where Capricorn is in your chart. So look for Capricorn and 11 degrees Capricorn on January 2nd, and let me know where that falls in your chart, and that usually gives you an idea of what is hard right now and what the theme is on this particular subject, this hard work subject. Let's see. So skipping to January 5th, that's the solar eclipse, and that's at 15 degrees Capricorn. So wherever you have 15 degrees Capricorn, it's really imperative, because eclipses are like super, super, super sized new moons. And it's a time when the sun and the moon line up with the fate line. And the fate line is the nodal axis. And it is right now we're looking at our collective fate or destiny line. So this is what actually creates an eclipse. I've got the dog singing on my eclipse transit. Right now it's perfect. It's perfect. Because the south node is representing where we came from and where we're coming from. And the north node represents what we need to learn. So the north node represents how we're being asked to focus, how we are being shaped right now by the universe. The south node shows us what to let go of. So this particular new moon is, now new moons can sit either on the north node or the south node. They can sit on either end of that fate line, either end. But this one, this new moon, is sitting on the south node. And I think the south node is harder than the north node. So at this time, this creates the fate or a destined moment in your time will happen at this time, especially if you're a Cancer or Capricorn. And that is at 15 degrees Capricorn. So where that is in your chart, that shows you what little slice of destiny is trying to shape itself for you right now. Now, this one connects to the south node, so it's about asking you to release something. It's asking you, wherever 15 degrees Capricorn lands in your chart, your first house, the body, the second house, your money, the third house, your communication, your siblings, short travel, fourth house, your home, your family, fifth house, love and romance, sixth house, your health, your diet, your fitness, your aunts, your uncles, your mentors, your teachers, right? Okay, and it goes round and round. And if you don't know, you can ask me. If you know where that 15 degrees Capricorn is in your chart, it's really important because it's very telling. Anyways, this is what's being activated. So where does this fall? What is being activated? That is the house. That is the subject that is being affected in your life right now. A letting go, if you will, on this subject. And there will be a theme that comes in and plays out for the next 18 months. So you will see this theme unfold for the next 18 months. So I want you to know that you are supposed to release something that no longer works for you, that you have expired. You may have a hard goodbye in your life to face right now. You may also know that you need to say goodbye, but you don't want to, so you don't do it. And that also changes your destiny. So it is imperative, important, and big. This is a giant new moon. Manifest on this day that which you desire and crave, that which inside of you needs help letting go of, so you can access something bigger, more powerful, and better for yourself. The sun and the moon, okay, they're new. They're sitting together on January 5th. Okay, they're together like this. Now they're bookended by both Saturn and Pluto. So there's a ton of Capricorn energy right now. So your world, your personal world, and the world around you, right? The world and your world is experiencing change in the Capricorn theme. So what is Capricorn? Well, Capricorn is perseverance, hard work, discipline, duty. It is the endurance of implementing and doing what is required to reach long-range goals. There's nothing quick about Capricorn. It's about mastery. It's about becoming disciplined and developing a law and order to your life. It's about developing the very best boundaries in your world. I have a very dear person in my life who does not know where the boundaries sit. And his life is messy because of it. So rules and regulations placed on yourself, by yourself, and the outside world wanting to put rules and regulations into place to create sort of a law and order. Now, what's the low side of this? The low side is this can be dark. This can be hard. This can be oppressive and suppressive. What's the high side? A highly disciplined human being that achieves great results. So what is this going to be in your life? So this new moon, if you will, is going to usher in, and also Saturn and Pluto bookending it. So we've got these planets all in conjunction with each other. Saturn, Pluto. Pluto is the god of the underworld, so it's like the darkest psychological piece in you, the deepest part of you, the deepest part of the soul. Saturn is that rules and responsibilities. Then the new moon ushers in change. So this is about becoming a master of your life, becoming the master of your own blueprint, the blueprint for success. This is becoming disciplined in your life and ushering in a desire for concrete material achievement and success. So apply for your new job. Let go of the job that was expiring. Go out and get a new partner. If the old partner is not serving you in any beneficial way, this is about sloughing off that is not working in your life to set up the roadmap for tangible success right now. So there can be a great sense of achievement and personal value when you do your work right now. So ask God, Spirit, your God, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, it doesn't matter who you pray to, or rely on yourself if you're an atheist, to help you put together a framework, a scaffolding, architect a road for success for yourself, because this is when it wants to happen. And watch over the next 18 months, watch yourself do this. You're running a marathon. Now, on the dark side at this time in the world, you may personally feel a loss of power. and control. Power is Pluto, and control is Saturn. So you may feel that there's a challenge to your personal power center in your life. You may feel out of control. You may feel like something is losing you, or you are losing something, and that you feel utterly out of control about it. It may feel like this loss engulfs you, but I promise you, there is a tenacity in you and a fortitude in you that will survive this and will grow and build something out of this sense of out of control loss or loss of personal power. Now, in the external world, we're going to see huge power plays, and you'll see a loss of power to people who are in power positions. You'll also see people in power positions taking away the will and the control of others. You'll see people abusing power right now and abusing the word controlling. You may see powerful, controlling people in your life try to dominate you or dominate you, gag you, suppress you. And you'll have to navigate your way through that. But those are the lessons, and that's how our values are shifting right now. What do we value personally and collectively? So I want to also tell you that we're going to start the new year off January 1st with a bang, because we're going to have a 0 degrees Mars, and it's going to stay at that 0-1 degree for a while, maybe almost through the whole month of January. So it's really bold and really brazen time right now. So Spirit, the universe, is asking you to find courage and bravery right now, and it stays close to that 0 degree all through January. And that 0 degree has such a punch, such a power. Boom! It's right when the light ignites in a fire, right when the spark ignites. Boom! And it's right when the chick bursts hatches from its egg. It's when the child leaves the birth canal and pops into the world. So it has the most gusto. It's when the rocket ship takes off, right? So it's that minute, that nanosecond in time that has that energy of bursting. That energy is going to exist all through January. So some people are going to overdo it. They're going to overcorrect, oversteer, go too fast. We're going to feel like there's a momentum, a speed, a fanatical speed to us right now where we just want to get stuff done. But with Saturn on the sun, it says, wait, slow down, don't lose control, don't lose your sense of power, double check your list, be good to yourself, go slow. I'm kind of getting hot now because I'm getting passionate. I'm at 0 degrees Aries Mars, right? That's what I'm talking about. So I might have to put this back on. But let's also talk about this right now. It just really means be brave. So Uranus is starting to creep up on the 29 degrees Aries point. So you got Mars at 0, and you got Uranus at 29 in Aries. Now 29 is my most fretful, is that a word, degree, because it's also the crisis degree. 0 is in crisis and 29 is in crisis. The rest I can deal with. But 29 is when the spark goes out. It's when we fall asleep. It's that moment where everything slips away. It's that moment where you can't glue the thing to you. It's that moment of the last breath. So there's crisis in it. So you can't build very much in that 29th degree. You can build in the 0 degree Aries, Mars. But that 29th degree Aries, Uranus in 29 degrees Aries, which pretty much, dances with us until February. It will reach a direct conjunction with Mars, because Mars is going to travel through, right? It starts at 0 on January 1st, and it's going to travel through, and Mars is going to hit 29 degrees Aries on February 12th. And what's sitting there? Uranus. So mark that day on your calendar, and I want you to get ready for it, because you will start to feel that about February 1st, maybe even the end of January. And when that happens, that's when you have gasoline and the fire and the god of war, and Uranus, the rebellious energy, exploding. There will be explosive energy around February 12th, I guarantee you. And that day, I want you to be so careful. But I want you to prepare for that day in January by getting your ducks in a row, by building your framework, by building security, by building safety, by, if you have a car on the fritz, buy a new car right now, so you're not driving that car on the 12th, okay? You don't need more gasoline. So anything that's unstable in your life, start getting it stable. If you have something that's rattling, your roof is leaking, go get it fixed right now. So I'm giving you plenty of time, 6 weeks. So mark February 12th on your calendar. We'll talk about it more, but we're going to start to feel it. And that is that critical power degree. And it's crazy and it's reckless. So you will start feeling that. January 6th, Uranus goes boom. We have a ton of energy on Uranus right now. It's just a ton with Uranus, because it's just it's at that critical degree, and it's dancing and it's going back and forth. But it goes boom because it goes direct on the 6th of January. So it's moving out of retrograde. And it's going to erupt and disrupt the world. Probably around January 6th, you're going to see something in the world that goes boom. And it could be earthquakes, it could be tsunamis, it could be political tsunamis, it could be political blow-ups, it could be a day that goes boom for you. It is going to disrupt your world or the world in some way, shape, or form. That's what Uranus does. And it's in retrograde, and then the day it stations, it stops, and it goes forward. Now, it doesn't really do that scientifically, but that's how we speak about it in astrological terms. So be careful on January 6th. There may be protests, there may be riots. You'll see this also a little bit before, 10 days before, and 10 days after. So you will see this unfold. These things don't just start and stop on the same day. They build up, they crescendo, then they start to break down. So power shifts will happen, and something will surprise us. So whatever you predict it will be, it will not be that. So we won't know which way is up on January 6th. So after January 6th, it is so interesting. Nothing is in retrograde. Everything's moving fast and forward and furious. So buckle up. We are on, the ride at the fair, and we're going. It is taking off, and there's saying no. This is sort of like when you jump out of the airplane. You can't climb back up into the airplane and say, I'm not going to jump. So this is like the day you jump out of the airplane and you pray to God your parachute is working, or that you can land on your feet. And I'm confident that you will. But I just want you to know that January 6th is a day filled with volatility. So mark that on your calendar. There's momentum. There's a reckless speed to our lives. And this is going to give us an energy to take off. So it could be really cool if you can harness it and launch, right? How cool. Like you jump out of an airplane and it's the most magical day of your life. But it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you will live through it. It's most likely that you will. And I say live through it, I don't mean death. But you don't know that until you land, right? So I want you just to see, you're going to see quick, fast, unexpected changes, endings, and beginnings. Be ready to be surprised that day, and be careful and cautious that day. And don't be reckless, and expect the unexpected. And if it was me, I would buy a lottery ticket. Not expecting anything, I would just buy one, because that day is a day of surprises. So I would try to harness the energy into good surprises. January 13th, Jupiter squares Neptune. This is like all transits, good and bad. This is a time, and we're going to experience this for most of 2018. So we're going to dance with this energy throughout most of the year. But this is a time when, while we're experiencing kind of this hardship, this is a time, this is an energy that allows us to create our dreams and imagine the ideal world. This is a day when we really believe in ourselves, believe in the world. We still believe in human kindness. We still believe that there are good, beautiful things out there. It is, in its highest expression, it says love wins. Love for all living things. Love wants to win. So it also, on the low side, it can make us become too attached to our belief system, our ideals, and our dreams, and then we become dogmatic, and we intimidate people with our platform, or we get too strong about it, too big, too strong, too idealistic, so we lose our reality. And we don't see things objectively because we're just too much in our own la-la land, whatever that might be. And that could be whether you are a Sean Hannity or a Bernie Sanders. It doesn't matter. Wherever you fall on the spectrum of life, politically or just inside of yourself, it's where we could get stuck in our own ideals. That's the negative side. The high side is wow, I have love for you, and I believe we can merge. So love wins. On January 20th, we have a total lunar eclipse at that crisis degree, 0 degrees, with the punch and the power. Oh my gosh. So it's at 0 degrees Leo. And it is the last eclipse in Leo. This has been going on for 18 months. So I want you to go back to the last year and a half and see what theme has been playing out in your life. So it has such a huge bang to it. It's going out with a bang. So whatever you have been creating in your life, I've been creating love. And Leo is love. And so whatever you have been creating, this is sort of the last chapter to that book. It doesn't mean it's bad or good. It just means it is so. Just like I have blonde hair. It's not bad. It's not good. It just is so, right? So you don't need to be afraid of this. But this is a total lunar eclipse. So it's the full moon, January 20th. And it is the close of the chapter to the theme that's been playing for the last 1.5 years. So what has the world been dishing up to you? What subject have you been dealing with? Because this subject is finishing. And what is hard about this is not the full moon, but again, Uranus. It's the aspect to Uranus because it's a challenging aspect because it's a square. And it's a square aspect to the sun and the moon and the nodal axis. So Uranus is in square to the sun and the moon, which are opposite of each other, and the nodal axis, that fate line. So this is going to bring upon this full moon uncertainty and change and rebellion, and it's uncomfortable. And you can prepare for it because you could see it as a bigger, bolder opportunity for you. And I want you to also expect the unexpected. And the news is probably going to have anxiety in it. When hasn't it in the last 18 months, correct? The news is just something people are really struggling with now. They don't even want to watch it. So life seems more hectic. You may feel like people are just lunatics, literally. Like, is the world filled with lunatics? Are these people crazy? Are they insane? Have they lost their mind? You may feel this. So life may seem hectic and rushed and unpredictable and what the hell is going on and this is crazy and I can't buy into this, I can't believe it. You might feel that in your own life. So on the full moon, I just want you to know that this is the last full moon for a long year, for years and years and years to come, in that Aquarius Leo aspect, and that you're finishing something up. And then we're going to start stepping into those eclipses with that Capricorn and Cancer energy that we just talked about. And that Capricorn Cancer energy is the energy of the new moon at the beginning of this month. And then we're going to see all of our eclipses, the next 6 eclipses in Capricorn and Cancer energy. My favorite day of the month, I just have to tell you, is Venus conjunct Jupiter on January 22nd. That is a day of literally enormous love. Enormous, 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 enormous love. That is such a great day. It is so beautiful. Now, it's bookended by those Uranus days and recklessness, and they all kind of overlap. But I want you to channel Venus conjunct Jupiter and live, saturate yourself in love that day. It's the most romantic day, maybe of the year. It is just such a great day. Mars trines Jupiter, and what day is that on? This is also my great day. Let me just see this. Mars, oh, January 25th. That's my next favorite day. This is a day that increases your desires to where you like compete to win, right? So almost any action that you take right now could really be successful. It is infused with positive, big, bold, fabulous energy where you feel gutsy and brave to take on your world. And this is, on this day, you really imprint into the world your level of success. Raise your standards. Raise your top. Don't live a mediocre life. Be your very best self. When you become your very best self in the month of January, you get results. And by the 25th of January, you could be getting those January 1st results for all the hard work and all that you had to endure. You could get a payout by January 22nd, January 25th. So these are really good days. This is bountiful, positive, fruitful energy, and there's benefits that could just rain down on you today. You could, however, get in over your head because Mars is speed and Jupiter is enormity. So it could be where you just are flying so high that you feel so good, you feel invincible, that you don't take care when you're snow skiing too fast down the mountain, right? So don't do that. You know, keep yourself centered and grounded, but know that this is the day of real fruitful energy and a blessed day and a happy day. And so I want to top this off with, we've got 2 eclipses this month. Radical change wants to happen, both personally and collectively. Do your hard work, set yourself up with a foundation and a framework where you are hunkered down. Get stable, stable, stable in the month of January. You know, buy your provisions, do your homework for your tests, study hard, exercise, eat right, due diligence, right? Raise your standards up because the world is asking you to reach higher, aim higher, and they're going to give you the speed. You're going to get the speed and the momentum to launch. And it is exciting. The payout is a spiritual or a value shift change, a shift or a change in your values or in your spiritual framework. And the second reward is concrete and material abundance. How exciting. You just got to put quarters into the jukebox to make it go. So you got to put your quarters in to your machine. And when you do that, the reward is incredible. Now, Capricorn energy is subtle. Uranus energy isn't. So the Capricorn pieces of this month are very subtle change, hard work, due diligence, tiny steps to create the whole collective program. Uranus is major, massive blow-ups. So you're going to experience both. And I can't wait to know how this manifests in your life. And I just want to say, I hope that you have the happiest new year. And you are your own rock, self-reliance. I hope that you have love and people in your life to help you. But if you don't discourage, because you've got every single thing you need inside of you to be a success. Take good care. Happy 2019.